Well, it looked like Alyssa Thomas is hurt. Did Caitlin Clark get some justice from the gods from above? We don't know, but it looked very, very spooky with how she got hurt. I mean, she literally went down damn near in tears. Now, this is coming just on nearly 3 weeks after the attack that she put on Caitlin.
In a single play last week, everything changed. During a loose play, Caitlin Clark was struck hard in the throat. Ball scramble. The authorities ignored it and continued to play the game. No delay, no whistle, nothing. A few hours later, the internet exploded, and all of a sudden, topics other than basketball were being discussed. No longer. The question of whether the WNBA was doing enough to safeguard its biggest star emerged. However, no one anticipated the following action. After the game, the league examined the play. The relationship was elevated to A. Blatantly offensive as well. Alyssa Thomas received a 1-game suspension. The league's belief in the play was evident from that decision alone. Deserved a lot more than what transpired in the live action. The interaction was severe enough to warrant an after-the-fact suspension. Many fans quickly questioned why it was overlooked in the first place. To that point, the narrative took a different turn.
Worked in government for nearly 15 years, so I'm very limited government. I'm conservative. I've worked for Marshall Blackburn, Ted Cruz, and in the Trump administration, including the Trump White House.
Okay. Now, what caught your attention about Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark has had a seismic impact on the WNBA ever since she first joined. Merchandise sales increased over 600%, league app engagement over 600%, subscriptions to the league passed over 400%, and the team she plays for, the Indiana Fever, tripled in value. But despite all that success that she's immediately had, the league has basically looked the other way as she's been targeted on a weekly basis, and that targeting is putting her career at risk.
A sports lawyer openly claimed that Clark has been the recipient of persistent physical abuse, and questioned whether the league had fulfilled its obligation to offer a secure workplace. For its participants, a topic that had already dominated sports headlines was given a legal twist by their remarks. The lawyer's comments were not proof that any case had, but simply opinions and legal arguments, been filed in reality. Then the league was faced with yet another issue. Clark is now one of the WNBA's largest draws, more attention, more TV viewers, more merchandising, and more sold-out arenas. Nowadays, millions of people watch every contentious hit, so it gets a lot of attention. The WNBA rectified the call after the game, yet one mistake in possession quickly becomes the most talked-about topic in the sport. Why it needed to be fixed at all is a question, and that's only the beginning of where this story will go. Instead of bringing the story to a close, the postponement made it more difficult to understand the whole issue. After watching the footage, the WNBA acknowledged that the contact also warranted a flagrant foul. That immediately brought up another query. How could 3 officials who were only a few feet away miss the answer if the replay made it so obvious? Away? Then pressure began to mount from all sides. Stephanie White, the coach of the Indiana Fever, expressed her annoyance. Following the match, she questioned why risky plays continued to occur without prompt action and lambasted the officiating. Ramifications. Clark had already made strong contact, which turned into one of the main talking points. Following the last buzzer.
Her toe? She's holding her toe or something? I believe she might have been holding her toe. Oh, wow. Read some of the comments. Some of the comments say, glad to see Caitlin Clark fans staying classy and laughing at injuries. Just be careful of that glass house. Not classy as Mercury posting stick figures making fun of injuries. Eat ish. Whoa.
The discussion grew louder with each playback. The video was slowed down by fans. T was repeatedly shown on sports programs. And again, T was discussed by former players. All of a sudden, one item became the most prominent story in women's basketball. Eventually, the call was corrected by the league. The harm was already done. To that point, the attorney's remarks weighed even more. The lawyer contended that the problem went beyond a single foul. T was asserted that frequent physical, when combined with uneven officiating, targeting may raise questions about whether the league was giving one of its workers a pretty safe environment to work. Those remarks constituted illegal opinion rather than a judicial decision or a lawsuit.
Whoa! That never happened, left off. They were posting stick figures of DeWanna Bonner won, but Fever fans are illiterate. So now we got other fans arguing with Fever fans. And like, I just want to let y'all know something. This is what they do online. That's why I don't engage in a lot of Twitter activity, because this is the circus that people like. Opposing fans, opposing people in the media like to target people on Twitter. I don't engage in any of this, but I'll read it. There was a contact, but it was Thomas getting away with an offensive foul. Somebody said, I'm no AT fan, but this is not a flop. You can see that she rolled her ankle.
However, they took the discussion far beyond basketball. League officials were uncomfortable because of precisely that. Basketball disputes continue to be broadcast on television. Legal disputes may take place at business offices, conference rooms, meetings for risk management and insurance discussions. No professional sports league manager wants such kinds of discussions, becoming the primary headline. However, the timing made everything worse. Clark is still drawing huge retail sales, crowded venues, television viewers, and national exposure. Each contentious whistle involving her is now seen by millions of people in a matter of minutes. Suspension resulted from one missed foul. The suspension turned into a legal debate. And the legal debate was going to grow into something far more significant. Nobody anticipated that the discussion would get to this stage.
Instead of staying playing it on the spin, in response, she falls backwards, taking the pressure off the ankle by lifting it and falling. Now, there is more footage, another angle of this injury that occurred here. I believe this is it here. And it looked like, here they come with the towels. She's probably crying. Not big bad Alyssa Thomas. Crying. That hurt.
Already, a single hard foul had resulted in a suspension. People were now questioning whether the WNBA had produced a substantially larger by delaying action until after the game. The league most likely hoped that door would remain closed after that. The lawyer clarified that professional athletes still operate as employees in a company. They have safety regulations and employers. T was an easy argument. Risky behavior persists. Serious legal issues may arise if the league consistently disregards its own regulations.
However, the concern is that resentment is then leading to targeting on the court. It's happening at a higher rate for Caitlin Clark than anyone else. And unfortunately, it's creating a textbook hostile work environment for Caitlin Clark. And under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, the federal government does have an ability to engage here, should they so choose.
Once more, those remarks are legal opinions. No court has made a decision on the matter, and no case has been filed. However, the conversation itself made headlines. Then another unsettling idea sprang to me. Attorneys might request messages and records through the legal process if a case were ever filed. The public's conjecture on what internal documents would reveal about overseeing league procedures and reviews, depending on any upcoming legal action that might not occur. And no such case has been verified.
Said the federal government should get involved with this because Ms. Clark's civil rights are being violated as she is targeted on the court, the basketball court, and no one's protecting her. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. And a lot of people say it's sports, we should expect hard fouls. And I agree.
Any professional league would have to take notice only based on that possibility. Nobody likes to explain choices under scrutiny, particularly when millions of fans already think the replay conveys a different message. The discussion now shifts to the business aspect. Clark has contributed to record-breaking TV viewership, crowded arenas and massive sales of products, and an incredible amount of time. She has emerged as one of the league's top attractions. Little period of time. When the athlete receiving that attention becomes the focal point of recurring officiating disputes. Every choice is given significantly more consideration than usual.
A foul called on her. It was the fourth technical foul this season, so that means WNBA is now to set a fine. Oh, wow. according to WNBA rules. So that was her 4th technical foul. Wow. Alyssa Thomas, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good at all, bro. I just gotta be honest. Hold on, let's finish read.
Pressure results from that. Fan pressure. Pressure from partners in television. Pressure from sponsors. Pressure from all those observing. After the last buzzer, a basketball issue usually goes away. The following morning, a business issue continues coming up. And what transpired following all of this may have produced the biggest. League leadership still has a headache. There is now one question that the WNBA cannot continue to sidestep. How do you persuade everyone that, when one of the season's biggest plays needs to be fixed after millions of people had previously seen it take place? That question won't go away.
4th technical foul, according to WNBA rules, the first 3 each carry $500, while the 4th through 7th can carry $1,000. Every tech after that is punishable by a $1,500 fine and a 1-game suspension. The player also receives a warning letter from the WNBA. Get out of my face, pop-up.
After upgrading the foul, the league suspended Alyssa Thomas for 1 game. That ruling ended the disciplinary procedure, but it did not put an end to the discussion. Rather, it prompted additional inquiries regarding consistency, player safety, and whether future handling of such circumstances will be different. This is significant because Caitlin Clark's games now garner enormous attention. Every whistle is investigated. Each replay is published. Within minutes, every missed call goes viral on social media. The error margin has grown to exceedingly little.
Warning letter from the WNBA after their 5th technical foul. Thomas most recently served as 1-game suspension due to the hit on Caitlin Clark on June 24th. During that contest, the Mercury forward made contact with Caitlin Clark's throat with her fist while the Fever Gap guard was down. No foul was called on the play, but the WNBA reviewed it and retracted it, which we all know. It's a flagrant 2 foul. It looked like Alyssa Thomas is dealing with ankle injury.
Then the spotlight brightened even more. League officials are now aware of all significant decisions pertaining to Clark. Will be contrasted with upcoming circumstances. Consistency is what fans want. Coaches are looking for consistency. Consistency is what players want. The controversy just restarts if similar contact is given different decisions. That is not advantageous to anyone. Not the league, not the players, nor the officials. Not the fans who simply want to watch basketball, of course. Of debating the rules following each game. However, there is one last issue with this tale. The legal views expressed following. The event might never turn into a real legal dispute. That's still a mystery, as is already known. Overnight, the discourse took a different turn. What started off as a single missed foul swiftly turned into a conversation regarding public trust in officiating, player safety, and league accountability. That is a far more difficult issue to resolve rather than going over a single playback. The WNBA has a chance to demonstrate that it has learnt its lessons. Every game is now a test. There is increased scrutiny of all officials. Every choice will be recalled. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next story if you like this breakdown and want more WNBA news without the filler.